Did you know there was a time when a king literally lost his head and his feathers too? And that this changed the world forever? Stay until the end, and you'll discover how some revolutionary chickens brought down the most powerful chicken coop in Europe. And hit that like button, because today's history lesson is going to be Cluck Cluck. You Unforgettable. France, 1789. Imagine a chicken coop called the Palace of Versailles, transformed into a luxurious golden henhouse where a rooster wears a crown and eats imported corn while the others fight for crumbs on the ground. Sound familiar? Well, that's exactly how it was. Let me introduce you to Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette hen. They lived in luxury while the rest of the coop starved.
And when the chickens complained about the lack of corn, the queen replied, "Well, if they don't have corn, let them eat brioche." Classic Karen behavior.
The French chicken coop was divided into 3 groups. First, the sacred chickens, clergy chickens wearing little priest hats, all plump, who didn't pay taxes because, well, they were sacred, right? Big church energy. Second, the noble chickens with top hats and monocles, also plump, who also didn't pay taxes because they had blue blood. Or would that be blue feathers? Main character syndrome much? And third, the working chickens, skinny, dirty chickens carrying bags of corn and paying coins, who paid all the taxes and still had to support the other 2 groups. Plot twist. They were 98% of the population.
Then came 1789, and the working chickens said, "We're not going to take it anymore." They gathered and shouted, "We want representation in the chicken coop."
But King Louis XVI said, "You have no power here," and locked the assembly door.
Result? The chickens gathered at a tennis court because, where else? And made the tennis court oath. "We're not leaving here until we have a new constitution."
It was giving "we're not leaving until we get what we want" energy, the original sit-in protest.
On July 14, 1789, the plot twist of history happened. The chickens invaded the Bastille, a fortress with guard chickens on top, a prison that held, believe it or not, only 7 prisoners. But symbolically, it was where all the kingdom's gunpowder was kept. It was like those Area 51 raid memes, except it actually worked. The chickens freed the prisoners and shouted, "Liberty, equality, and fraternity." They literally said, "It's giving freedom vibes," and made it happen. After that, the chickens created the Declaration of the Rights of Chickens and Citizens, a document written by a scribe chicken who wrote with a giant feather on a scroll that said all. Chickens were born free and equal. Revolutionary. More groundbreaking than when Netflix dropped its first original series. There on the scroll was written in chicken language their rights, including right to corn, right not to become nuggets, right to lay eggs in peace. But then things went sideways. Enter Robespierre rooster, a serious rooster with a black top hat and a scowling expression, next to a guillotine adapted for chickens, who said, "To save the revolution, we're going to cut off the head of everyone who disagrees." And so began the Reign of Terror, a period when more heads were lost than Twitter cancellations. The original cancel culture, but with actual consequences. Irony of fate. Robespierre, Rooster himself ended up losing his head too. Just like King Louis XVI lost his crown, as they say, he who lives by the sword, dies by the sword. Or in this case, he who cuts with the guillotine. And so, chickens. That's how the French Revolution changed the world. The ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity spread across Europe like a viral TikTok trend. Rooster kings trembled. Working hens became empowered. And thus, modern democracy was born. Today, when you vote, complain about the government, or post memes criticizing politicians, remember, it all started with some French chickens who decided they weren't going to accept crumbs anymore. They said, "This ain't it, chief," and changed history forever. So, folks, did you enjoy this revolution of knowledge? If you want more history told in a way that school never teaches, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. I promise the next lessons will be as revolutionary as this one. Leave in the comments, which historical revolution do you want to see told with chickens? And remember, knowledge is power. Or as our French chickens would say, Le savoir c'est le pouvoir.